High fly ball center field, headed for the seats, reaching them again. 5th consecutive game with a Shohei home run.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Mandy Bell. Today is Thursday, July 24th, and we're going to talk all about the latest ridiculous feat by the one and only Shohei Ohtani. We'll take a look at a big milestone for Bryce Harper, and we'll close things out by talking about lemonade stands, because that's normal, right? And of course, we'll do it all in under 10 minutes. Let's get to it. The Dodgers game was like a 4-act play last night, and should we be surprised that Shohei Ohtani was the first one to step into the spotlight?
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Ohtani blasts it in the air, left center field, carrying back and make it 5 in a row. Home run number 37.
That was Ohtani's 5th straight game with a home run, extending his own career best and matching the Dodgers' franchise best with 6 other players. It gave the Dodgers an early 1-0 lead in the first inning, but in the top of the third, the Twins tied it.
Royce finds himself in a hitter's count.
And Lewis pulls it in the air to left, down the line, deep in the corner. This one to the wall, and that is gone, a home run! And Royce Lewis back in Southern California finds the Dodger bullpen.
Los Angeles had no reason to panic, though, because starter Tyler Glasnow was cruising.
Here's the payoff. Got him! 12 Ks for Tyler Glasnow.
Sensational on this Wednesday afternoon.
Glasnow gave up just 1 run on 3 hits with 1 walk and 12 strikeouts in 7 innings. It was his first double-digit strikeout game of the season and first since June of 2024. And just before he was officially pulled from the game, the Dodgers took a 2-1 lead on a Tommy Edman RBI single. But when the ball was handed to the bullpen, LA's win probability plummeted. In the top of the 8th, the Twins scored 2 runs to take the lead. It was the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, and the bases were empty. Ohtani's streak was on the verge of being a footnote lost in the shuffle. Glasnow's stellar performance was about to be for naught. But then, an infield single, then an intentional walk, then another walk, and then Freddie Freeman.
1-2. Freeman lines the ball to left field. Bader can't get it, and the Dodgers win. Shades of October in July. Freddie Freeman, the hero.
The single handed the Dodgers a 4-3 win over the Twins and their 60th victory of the season. And now I guess we just have to wait until Friday to see if Ohtani hits a homer in his 6th straight game. And as long as we're talking big home run moments, we have to move on to Bryce Harper. After standing in the on-deck circle watching teammate Kyle Schwarber launch a 2-run homer to give the Phillies a 2-0 lead over the Red Sox in the first inning, Harper stepped in and mashed an absolute no-doubter to right field that just so happened to be his 350th career homer.
Here's Harper. He sends one to right. That is absolutely mashed. Second deck, and the Bryce Bonanza continues. 3-0 Phillies.
Harper joined a list of 11 other names who hit at least 350 homers and drew at least 1,000 walks before turning 33, including guys like Barry Bonds, Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Albert Pujols. We're talking legends here. Between this first inning and Bryson Stott flexing his dad's strength with a homer after welcoming his 2nd child to the world earlier in the afternoon, it seemed like the game story was already written. Until Boston's Romy Gonzalez decided it wasn't.
And this ball to left field. Kepler back, still going back. That's gone, that's a grand slam.
So the Red Sox took a 1-run lead in the top of the 5th, but JT Realmuto erased it in the bottom of the 8th with a solo shot of his own, and once they reached extra innings, the chaos continued. The Red Sox plated a run in the top of the 10th, but Schwarber knocked in a run in the bottom half of the frame to tie it. Ultimately, it was the Red Sox who had the last laugh.
2-2. Swung on and ripped deep into left field. It is back at the track, at the wall. Goodbye! Homer for Carlos Narvaez. El Capitan puts the Red Sox ahead 9-7.
So maybe the Phillies couldn't rally behind Harper's feat like the Dodgers did Ohtani as they fell 9-8, but still, 350 career blasts is nothing to overlook. Alright, listen, when your best friend coined the phrase baseball is the best, you can't ignore the wholesome moments that this game gives us. And we had a really good one earlier this week. More after the break. We all remember setting up lemonade stands as kids, right? Maybe we wanted some spending money to go to the toy store or an ice cream shop after, but I had never heard of the reason like a few young kids had in Wrigleyville on Tuesday. 3 boys set up a stand, making it very clear that the proceeds were all going toward one of them, who had bleach blonde hair, to dye his hair with blue stars, just like Cubs outfielder Pete Crow Armstrong had in spring training a few months ago. Somehow, word spread to PCA himself. So imagine the kids' surprise when they looked up at the end of the day and saw that their last customer standing there was Pete Crow Armstrong.
Armstrong! Hey! He's gonna get stars in his head if we get enough money.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah.
Getting better, boy. I like what you guys are doing here. You autograph? Yeah. Do you want me to autograph something else?
I got a picture with you.
You just want the paper towel?
Crazy.
That's as good as it goes, guys.
I got a picture with you.
One kid asked for an autograph on a paper towel, another asked for a selfie, and one just wanted to raise enough money to look like his idol. PCA made sure that happened, and just a few hours later, a photo was posted of the boy, Madden, with his blue-starred new hairdo. Elsewhere around baseball, the Blue Jays not only extended their lead atop the AL East leaderboard to 4 games with an 8-4 win over the Yankees, but they also clinched the head-to-head tiebreaker, which means if these two teams end up tied at the end of the season, the Blue Jays get the edge. And okay, so the Reds beat the Nationals 5-0, but we could not ignore this highlight reel catch by Washington center fielder Jacob Young.
This one out to deep center. Young back at the wall. Jacob Young defying gravity.
Christian Walker singled in a run in the 9th inning to not only give the Astros a 4-3 victory and a series sweep against the D-backs, who has the best record in the majors though? That'd be the Brewers, who are 61-41 after a 10-2 win over the Mariners. Brandon Nimmo and Pete Alonso each homered in the Mets' 6-3 win to sweep the Angels. Justin Verlander finally picked up his first win with the Giants after starting the San Francisco chapter of his career 0-8 through 16 starts. The win came thanks, in part, to 2 Rafael Devers homers and the 9-3 win over the Braves. The Guardians' hot streak continues, winning 11 of their last 13 games with a 3-2 win over the Orioles. The Marlins have won 23 of their last 35 games after defeating the Padres 3-2. Salvador Perez picked up his 5th homer in as many days, and Vinny Pasquantino added 2 long balls of his own in the Royals' 8-4 win over the Cubs. The Rockies blanked the Cardinals 6-0. After Chicago's Colson Montgomery hit his first career homer on Tuesday, he hit another last night before hitting a go-ahead 2-run double in the 8th inning, plus Kyle Teal hit his first homer in the White Sox 11-9 win over the Rays. A Jonah Heim's 7th inning RBI double was the difference in the Rangers' 2-1 victory over the A's, and Spencer Horwitz enjoyed his first career Grand Slam and the Pirates' 6-1 win over the Tigers. Detroit, who was baseball's first 60-win team this year, has now lost 9 of its last 10. Coming up tonight, catch MLB.tv's free game of the day between the Padres and the Cardinals. Yu Darvish is set to make his 4th start of the season for San Diego, and Sonny Gray is slated to get the ball for St. Louis. First pitch is scheduled for 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for today's morning lineup. Will Leach will get you caught up to speed on all things baseball tomorrow. Until then, please be sure to give us a rating and a review and share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life. Thanks for listening and have a great day.